To ensure her son would one day rule the empire, this empress first had to let him be raised as a worthless outcast, tormented and abused by her greatest enemy for nearly 2 decades. She watched him suffer, never intervening, because his pain was the cornerstone of her ultimate plan. This wasn't just a mother's sacrifice, it was a ruthless gambit 18 years in the making, designed to fool everyone in the palace, including the emperor himself. The price of the throne was one son's agony, and she was more than willing to pay it. The story begins on a night shrouded in conspiracy. The empress watched in silent horror from the shadows as her newborn baby was callously tossed into a river by a palace eunuch. She couldn't scream, she couldn't run for help, because she knew the order had come from the one person she could not defy, the emperor. Powerless and isolated, her only option was to feign ignorance. She crept back into her bed, pulling the covers over her head as if nothing had happened, her heart shattering with each passing second. Moments later, the same eunuch returned, carrying a different infant, placing him in the empty crib before vanishing into the night. Before the empress could even process this forced replacement, she received another visitor. Her chief rival, the concubine, slipped into the room. Driven by a venomous jealousy of the empress's powerful family, she whispered her triumphant confession. She had orchestrated a switch. She had given the empress her own son to raise, while she had taken the empress's heir to torment day after day. She sneered at the empress's family influence, believing she had secured the ultimate victory. The concubine was convinced she was now raising the key to her enemy's downfall, a boy she would break and humiliate for years to come. The empress listened to all of this without uttering a single word. She simply watched the concubine leave, her face an unreadable mask. What the concubine didn't know was that this cruel twist of fate was exactly what the empress needed. She would raise this new child, this son of her enemy, not as a replacement but as a perfect weapon. For the next 18 years, she dedicated herself to an unprecedented project. She gave the boy the finest tutors, the best training, and even personally instructed him in her family's legendary martial arts. She molded him into the perfect heir, a young man of unparalleled intellect and skill, destined for the throne. While the scholar prince, the concubine's biological son, was being groomed for greatness, his own mother was busy ensuring the ruin of the boy she believed was the empress's child. The fourth prince was raised in squalor. For 18 years he knew nothing but cruelty at the hands of the woman he called mother. She treated him worse than a servant, subjecting him to constant beat.